Keep up to date with all the latest.
Oi, where are they?
It's all on the home of live sport across the south.
BBC Radio Solent.
Good morning, this is BBC Radio Solent, just gone 11:15. And let's get to our Fit Club for this morning, where we usually chat to Adam Blackmore and we find out how he's been getting on his weight loss journey with his trainer, James Selo. But every other week, we chat to people who are doing the same thing, keeping us fit and who are keeping fit. And today, an amazing story. Alex Cook joins us. Alex is from Portsmouth, and at one point, he weighed up to, nearly 32 stone here after the first two COVID lockdowns. But Alex decided to turn his life around, and he did it doing the Man v FAT football programme. This is where you you play and you get weighed before you play a 30-minute game of six-a-side when you gain extra goals based on how much weight they've lost. Alex is in the studio now. Alex, great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming in. And that is an amazing story. If we could start with, so what were you at your heaviest and what are you today?
I work in kilos, but you are right in stone, 32 stone, which is about 202 kilos. And I think as of yesterday, I'm about 114 kilos, which is just under 18 stone.
So you lost, what's that, about 14 stone?
14 stone nearly, yeah.
Wow. So what a journey that is. Firstly, how do you feel now?
Oh, I feel absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's changed my life. Just health-wise, health benefits. I mean, I got to a stage where I was out of breath walking up the stairs. And now I'm a lot more active, doing a lot more things, and I feel absolutely brilliant.
So let's talk a bit about the Man v FAT football programme, because I wonder, I remember seeing Tom Kerridge, and he was working with a load of guys who were playing football, and once they played the game, he then cooked with them, because he said it's kind of, and he was, without wanting to generalise men too much, but men who maybe don't know much about cooking or maybe diet and nutrition. And he was saying, look, the football is part of it, but the diet is also part of it as well. So how did that work with you?
Yeah, well, the thing with Man v FAT as well, they do send out a lot of information, and they send out a lot of recipes that can help you and along the way. I mean, I really have my main thing has been cut down on bigger dishes, smaller dishes, and more high protein dishes and things like that. That's been my main focus, really. Eating smaller dishes, probably more times through the day, sort of thing.
Yes. And talk to me a bit about Man v FAT, because there's programmes across the south, isn't there? Yeah. And I would imagine the idea that you're doing it and you're seeing the same people each week gives you that spur, that incentive to really stick to it.
Yeah. And I've met so many new friends doing it this way as well. I mean, I'm originally from Birmingham. I've been in Portsmouth 8 years or so, and I didn't really have a massive friend base down here, and now I've got a load of friends through Man v FAT. There's 140, 150 clubs nationwide.
Right.
Quite a few down the south, Southampton, Eastleigh, Gosport, Havant, Bournemouth, Portsmouth. So there's quite a few of the Man v FAT clubs down here, and we play against each other as well in tournaments as well. So
you made friends along the way. How long have you been doing it for?
I've been doing it for 2 years, since halfway through COVID. I originally done it when it first started in Portsmouth, when it was a relatively new thing, Man v FAT. I'd done it for a couple of years, got to a stage where I probably wasn't enjoying it as much, and then I left. And obviously we had the lockdown, and then I decided to rejoin it, and I've found a new love for it again.
What made you want to do it?
Oh, obviously just the health benefits. And when I first took it up, I hadn't played football for 20 years. And one of my friends he's younger than me, but he hadn't played for 10, 15 years. And he said, it's in this new programme. Do you fancy playing football? And everyone was in the same boat. And there's so many people there who haven't played for a long time, and it's helping them with the fitness and what have you. It's fantastic.
All right, well, we'll talk more about it because I want to hear about it. And also, when you said it's life-changing, I want to hear more about that. So we'll get into that in just a second. Alex is here with us in the studio. Alex Cook is from Portsmouth, and we're talking Man v FAT, and we're talking our fitness programme on the programme today at BBC Radio Solent. It's 11:21. And play this right now from Swing Out Sister. BBC Radio. It's part of a football team, so it's a fun thing. It's something to look forward to. Are you still on the programme? Have you got to where you want to be yet? I'm
still on the programme. I'd like to lose. To be honest, I would absolutely love to get to half the weight I was. Whether I will do, I don't know. I'm only about 14 kilos away from that.
Right.
But yeah, I'm still doing it, still enjoying it.
So you said earlier it was life-changing. Talk to me about that. What couldn't you do, and what are you now able to do?
Well, it's recently we went to Las Vegas, and I've been to Las Vegas a load of times. I've probably been 5-6 times, but this time I could do so many more things that I could do this time that I couldn't do before. Things like zip lines, and I actually jumped off the Stratosphere Tower.
Whoa, okay.
So, but it's just, and when you're in Vegas, you do a lot of walking, and after 2 or 3 days, you're normally shattered. And this time I'd find I was absolutely fine, and you're walking 25,000 steps a day and what have you, and you're still okay. So before, I'd have needed a week off afterwards.
And family and friends must see you so differently now. Yeah,
definitely. And obviously, I'm from down here. My family are from up north and London. And when I do get to see them, there's always a massive, wow, what's happened here sort of thing.
I guess it's your thing now, isn't it? It must be the point, the thing that people talk to you about. It's kind of, it's your major story now, isn't it?
Exactly. Everyone. I
was going to say, you dine out on it, but that's the wrong expression.
That is the wrong expression, yeah. I don't dine out much now, but yeah.
Is it still fun? Because you don't want this thing to become a compulsion where you just stop enjoying food.
No, not at all. It is fun. It's like I say, when you see the results. When you see the results, it does spur you on to carry on and get to where you want to be and things like that. So yeah, it does spur you on, and I still want to carry on and do it.
Did you wobble? When did you start doing it? Did you stay on it? Was it hard to commit to at first?
At first it was. It was slow at first, and then getting into it was easier, and then sort of like you say, you see the results, and it spurs you on to carry on. And every now and then you have a wobble if you go out for a drinks of a weekend or something like that. You think, oh, am I going to put on weight this week and what have you? But it's up and down. The next week I might not have a drink and I'll lose weight. So
if people are listening to this and they're thinking, yeah, do you know what? I'd like to do the same thing, but they might find it slightly intimidating, the idea of joining the programme and saying, look, I've got a problem or a thing that I want to change, and being around other people. Clearly for you, that was what it took, and it worked.
Yeah. Definitely.
What's your advice for people who might feel a bit intimidated or are thinking, or they know they want to do it but aren't quite there yet?
Well, the Man v Fat thing is just, it's fantastic because we get in people joining every week. There are waiting lists on some clubs, but people are joining every week, and they're of different sizes, different ages. There's people up to 55, 60 years old doing it. And younger people as well who are overweight and they haven't played football for ages, and everyone just, the camaraderie when you get there, and everyone, we had a new guy join last week and he hadn't played for 20, 30 years, and he came in and he said after the first week how welcoming he was and how everyone was spurring him on and helping him and things. It's one of them things, the Man v Fat programme, which just spurs you on to better things.
Finally, Alex, I mean, we talked a lot about weight loss and we've talked about physical change, mental change. You must be a lot happier.
Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. I must admit, when I was at my biggest, I was never, I wouldn't say I had issues. I've always been a big person, even since I was a child, and I've never really had an issue with it, and I've always dealt with the issues of it. But now I've lost so much weight, like you say, you don't realise how mentally changing it is as well when you lose so much weight.
Well, it's a great story, and it's a story that I would imagine you're going to be telling again.
Yeah, I'm sure I will be, yeah.
Well, look, long may you stick to it, and I hope you get to your target, and I'm sure that you will. I'm sure that you will. And Christmas is going to be a light, breezy one for you this year.
Yeah, it should be, yeah. I'm cooking for a few people this year.
Good for you.
So, yeah, no, it should be fine.
It's a great story, and thanks for sharing it with us this morning
on
BBC Radio Solent. Alex Cook is from Portsmouth. It's fast approaching 11:30, and we'll play you something from Stevie Wonder.